Good evening, sir. I'm going to be presenting a case of varicose veins. Our patient name Mrs. Rani, a 50 years old female who is a housewife coming from T Nagar, belonging to class 3 socioeconomic status according to modified Kuppuswamy scale, came with chief complaints of dilated tortuous swelling in the left leg for the past 5 years and pain in the left leg for the past 2 years. History of presenting illness. The patient was apparently normal 5 years back when she developed dilated tortuous veins in the left lower limb for the past 5 years. It was insidious in onset, initially appeared below the knee on the medial side and gradually progressed up to the medial side of the thigh and downwards in front of the ankle. It was aggravated by prolonged standing or walking, or it was increased towards the end of the day, and it was decreased while lying down. It was not associated with any edema, itching, hyperpigmentation, and ulceration.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So the chief complaint, the point I want to mention is you have to tell the dilated tortuous swelling. Okay, that's the best term. You have put very good, because don't write the dilated veins. Okay,
Yes, sir.
they are not Persian words. And if the tortuous swelling is not present, you can put a multiple swelling also. Dilated multiple swellings present in the medial aspect of the leg and thigh. That also is a optimal word, but don't put the word like dilated veins. The patient comes with the complaints of dilated. Okay, because the patient word is narambu suruti irukku. If we translate in the nerve tortuosity. Okay, so it's not an optimal term.
Okay, sir.
Optimal term is multiple swelling or tortuous swelling. Yes,
Okay,
please.
sir. Patient also had pain in the left lower limb for the past 2 years, which was gradual in onset and dull aching. It was intermittent in nature. It was not radiated or referred anywhere else. It was aggravated on prolonged standing and walking, usually towards the end of the day, and it was relieved by lying down. There was history of prolonged standing. Negative histories. There was no history of trauma, no history of any abdominal distension, no history of loss of weight or loss of appetite, no history of constipation. And to rule out deep vein thrombosis, there was no history of night cramps, no history of fever, no history of bursting pain while walking, no history of prolonged immobilization or any recent surgery, no history of use of oral contraceptive pills. Shall I continue, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Proceed.
Past history. There was no history of similar complaints in the past. History of sterilization 20 years back. There was no history of diabetes mellitus, hypertension, tuberculosis, asthma, or epilepsy. And there was no history of prolonged hospitalization or immobilization. Personal history. Patient consumes mixed diet. She has normal bowel and bladder habits. Does not consume.
Go to the previous slide.
Rahul.
Previously, yes. So, no history of prolonged hospitalization and immobilization. What is the point to implicate? What
There's
point?
no possibility of deep vein thrombosis.
Why I want to ask specifically this point. Do you know why? Regarding all the past history, it's very important. I think why? Because most common cause of DVT is admission in the hospital for medical or surgical purpose. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The most common cause of DVT is a patient admitted in the hospital for medical or surgical condition. Okay, in the immobilization, what actually, if you undergo the daily surgery, immobilization focuses what, which point? Do you know which point? Any trauma, malignancy, among those, they are more focused for trauma. In the trauma, lower limb fracture and pelvic bone fracture is the most common area to form. That's another. So other immobilization causes, can you tell me some other immobilization causes to produce a DVT?
Long air travel, sir.
Yes, that what it is called? Called travelers thrombosis. Okay, called a traveler. Because some persons in the USA, no, they will travel for cost. They are travel
Hello, sir.
for longer duration. Okay.
Sir, voice is breaking, sir. Clear alla sir audio.
Oh, my voice is breaking. How good internet? Okay, I will tell them. Okay. So if they are getting the cost effective ticket, traveling ticket. So they will travel for long hours for USA, like country. So that lead to immobilization that causes travelers thrombosis. What other thrombosis you know? Do you know what is E thrombosis?
Sir, caused by working in front of the monitor for a long time without walking.
Yeah, sitting in front of the system, electronic devices like mobile, iPad, and system, computers. Okay, sitting for long time, that is the one of the causative factor for mobilization causing thrombosis. Do you know some other important medical conditions causing thrombosis? Medical condition.
Sir, any predisposing condition for coagulation, like factor V Leiden, something like that, sir?
Yes, the important medical condition is myocardial ischemia. History of ischemia in the past. History of cerebral vascular accident. The patient will be left hemiparesis, left hemiplegia. The patient may be immobilized. If the patient is in the heart failure, is the cause for DVT. If the patient is in the malignancy, in pelvic malignancy, that also lead to immobilization. That also cause DVT. Okay, these are the some medical conditions. That protein C deficiency, protein S deficiency, and antithrombin 3 deficiency. That is also important, but they are all rare. Important medical condition, if they ask, the examiner ask, the myocardial ischemia, TB, like that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Please proceed. Yes. Personal
Next
history.
slide.
Yeah.
Menstrual history, age of
Wait, ma. The personal history is consuming mixed diet. Actually, the mixed means mixing of protein, carbohydrate, and fat. Okay. So even vegetarians also takes mixed diet. That's not the optimal word. Mixed non-vegetarian diet. If they are taking non-vegetarian, you simply write non-vegetarian.
okay,
They
sir.
are vegetarian. Okay. So the mixed meaning, if you are go on the search the Google, if you are searching mixed means they will answer like protein, carbohydrate, and fat, all the composition. Okay. So it not indicate non-vegetarian and vegetarian diet. Okay. So please change the word like non-vegetarian diet.
Okay, sir.
Okay, ma. Yes, proceed.
Menstrual history, age of menarche was at 14 years. There was no history of OCP use, no history of any white leg or similar complaints during pregnancy. Attained menopause at the age of 48 years.
Okay, in which gender varicose vein is more common?
Female, sir.
Yes, generally female is the most commonly prevalently present female in the Western countries, but like in India, male is more commonly. Okay. Okay. Please, ma, proceed.
Okay, sir. Family history, there was no relevant family history. Examination, sir, shall I tell the summary, sir? Summary, 50 years old female, housewife by occupation, belonging to class 3 socioeconomic status, came with complaints of dilated tortuous swelling, for the past 5 years, which was insidious in onset and extending from in front of the ankle to the thigh on the medial side, and was associated with pain for the past 2 years, which was dull, aching, and intermittent in nature, and aggravated by walking or standing for a prolonged time, and it was relieved by lying down or rest, and there was no similar complaints in the past and no relevant family history.
Okay. In the similar complaints of in the past means what it illustrates.
Recurrent varicose veins.
Yes, very good. Recurrent varicose vein. Okay, then, and also in the while she was in the pregnancy, she had like varicose veins, similar complaint in the past. Okay. So why I am asking is, what is primary varicose vein? What is secondary varicose vein?
Primary varicose veins is caused by defective walls or defect within the veins, and secondary varicose veins is some other cause outside the veins, or like
Yes.
obstruction or.
Yes, very good, very good. Exactly. The primary varicose vein is the primary problem is present in the vein only. Okay, vein or vein wall or communicating vein or the perforatum. If any of these have problem and causing varicose vein is primary varicose vein. Okay. Other than these factors like pregnancy, reflux due to DVT, these are all secondary varicose. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So mainly the simply telling the quality of the vein is not good in primary varicose. Yes, very good. Yes, please continue.
Examination. General examination. The patient was examined after obtaining consent. Patient was conscious and oriented to time, place, and person. Moderately built and moderately nourished. She was afebrile. There was no pallor, no icterus, no cyanosis, no clubbing, no pedal edema, and no generalized lymphadenopathy. Her vitals were: pulse was 80 per minute, regular in rhythm, normal in volume, no specific character, all peripheral pulses were felt, no radioradial or radiofemoral delay, and no vessel wall thickening. Respiratory rate was 13 per minute, thoraco-abdominal type, and blood pressure was 110 by 80 millimeters of mercury in the right upper arm in the sitting posture. Examination of the left lower limb. The patient was examined in the standing position after exposing from umbilicus to toes. Inspection. Dilated tortuous veins were seen on the medial aspect of the leg, extending from in the front of medial malleolus, coursing along the medial aspect of the leg up to the medial aspect of lower 1/3 of the thigh. Skin was normal in color and texture. There was no edema, no scarring, no ulceration, no loss of hair, and no brittleness of nails. Palpation. It was not warm or it was not tender. There was no thickening of skin, no pitting pedal edema, and the lymph nodes were not palpable. Trendelenburg test. The patient was the first was done in the recumbent position with the leg raised, and after milking of the veins, pressure was applied at the saphenofemoral junction, and then the patient was asked to stand. When the pressure was released, the veins filled rapidly from above downwards, indicating saphenofemoral incompetence. Trendelenburg test 2. The patient was again made to lie recumbent, and her leg was raised. After milking of the veins, saphenofemoral junction, pressure was given at the saphenofemoral junction, and this time the pressure was not released, and the veins fill gradually in 1 minute, and this indicates perforator incompetence. Multiple tourniquet test. This was done to determine the position of the perforator incompetence. The patient was made to lie down, and 3 tourniquets were tied. One at the just below the saphenofemoral junction, one just below the thigh, and one just below the knee. And the tourniquets are removed from below upwards. Dilated veins appeared between the second and the third tourniquet, indicating below the knee perforator, that is the Boyd perforator incompetence. Pratt test, an elastic bandage was applied from the toe to groin to milk the veins, and then a tourniquet was applied at the saphenofemoral junction. Now the elastic bandage was removed, and another elastic bandage was simultaneously applied from groin to toe, and blowouts were seen just below the knee, indicating below the knee void perforator incompetence. Fegan's test, at the points of the blowout, the veins were completely emptied and the patient was made to
Yes,
lie
the
down.
observation may be anywhere. Okay, it may be in the saphenofemoral junction. It may be above knee. Okay, so you are just giving that example, or in your patient this problem is present.
Sir, in my patient, sir.
Okay. Please proceed.
Okay. Fegan test, at the points of blowout, the veins were emptied and the patient was made to lie down and palpated. Observation defect and defect in the fascia felt as pit along the course of the dilated veins just below the knee.
Okay, the Fegan test now, you have to ask the patient to stand and you have to mark the prominent point. Okay, then you have to
Okay,
ask the patient to lie down, milking the veins, and you should palpate with your finger in the marked part. Okay,
Okay,
if you feel that a buttonhole defect, that means that the perforator is incompetent, or the perforator is diseased perforator. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Morrissey's cough impulse test. In the recumbent position, after milking the veins, the patient was asked to cough forcefully. A cough impulse was felt on the saphenofemoral junction, indicating
that some examiners will accept the Morris's cough impulse test on inspection itself. Okay, on inspection itself, they will ask to do this test. Okay, according to the examiner, you put that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, some because this is cough impulse, no, you are not going to palpate anything.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now proceed.
Homan's sign, forceful dorsiflexion of the foot did not cause any pain in the calf. Moss's sign, squeezing the calf from side to side did not cause any pain in the calf. Inference, there were no signs of deep vein thrombosis. Percussion, Schwartz test.
You forget one test regarding DVT, no?
Perth's test, sir.
Yeah, you want to do Perth's test?
Some in modified Perth's test, when there's
Yes.
valve incompetence in the perforators, we should not do it, no, sir.
Okay. So your patient have valvular incompetence. That's why you are not doing that modified Perth's test. Okay, can
Yes,
you tell
sir.
me what is Perth's test? What is modified Perth's test?
So in the Perthes test, a tourniquet is applied at the saphenofemoral junction, and the patient is asked to walk or do some exercise. If it causes crampy pain, that indicates a deep vein thrombosis, sir.
No. In the Perthes test, you have to apply a elastic appendage from the foot, dorsum of the foot to up to the saphenofemoral junction. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then you ask the patient to walk. If the patient
Yes.
is feeling pain, means the patient is possible to have DVT.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is Perthes test. Okay, what is modified Perthes test?
Modified Perthes test, the tourniquet is tied at the saphenofemoral junction, and the patient is made to walk. Pain will also be felt for the patient, and there will be prominence of the veins for the examiner. If it is present, then it indicates deep vein thrombosis. But
Yes.
if there is any valve incompetence in the perforators, it should not be performed.
Okay, why we are not doing Perthes test nowadays? Do you know?
Sir, it is only objective. Only the patient will tell if it is painful or not.
Okay, it's a test of subjective. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so modified Perthes test can be subjective and objective. Okay, then
Yes,
what else? Do you have any other reason why we are not doing Perthes test?
Sir, it can dislodge the thrombus by
Yeah. So it may cause pulmonary embolism.
embolus.
Okay. Okay, so do you know why? Just can you make me host for some time? Let me host. Yeah, I will explain this test Perthes and modified Perthes.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in this, see. So here the patient is having dilated varicose vein. Okay. In the Perthes test, what we are doing is we are applying a elastic appendage. Okay, from the toe to saphenofemoral junction. So the patient complaints is dilated veins. Now we applied elastic appendage. It means the dilated veins will send the blood to the deep system. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we asked the patient to walk. Okay. From the heart, the blood will come artery, arteriole, venule, and vein. Okay. If the patient is having deep vein thrombosis, the superficial venous system will collect the blood and it will send to the heart. Okay. Now what we did, we apply a elastic appendage and we told to the superficial venous system, please don't over distend. Okay. So what will happen that blood from the heart comes and it supplies the peripheral limbs, and it will has to, from the superficial system it has to go deep vein, but unfortunately in the deep vein has thrombus. So deep vein has thrombus, superficial veins can't dilate, so the patient will have pain. Okay. The point number 2, this superficial system, all the superficial blood, I draw the superficial vein is blue color, deep vein is as black color. Now the superficial vein can't dilate, so all the blood will go to the deep vein and hit the thrombus. So over a time, this superficial blood will hit the deep vein thrombus and dislodge the thrombus, and it will go to the heart and it will go to the pulmonary artery to occlude and causes pulmonary embolism. Okay, that's why we are not doing Perthes test. Why we are doing modified Perthes test? In modified Perthes test, we are not applying a elastic appendage. Okay, what we do is here we are applying a tourniquet in the saphenofemoral junction. The one thing we should keep in mind is the perforator should not be incompetent in modified Perthes test. Okay, so what will happen if the deep vein, I draw deep vein as black color, superficial vein as blue color. So from the heart blood come and it circulates the peripheral limb, and the blood has to be from the superficial system, the blood has to go to the deep system and the heart. Here the patient have thrombus in the deep veins. Okay, thrombus in the deep veins. So the superficial veins, what will happen? The blood will accumulate. So the inference of modified Perthes test is already the patient have distended vein, so more dilation. So more dilation means the patient have deep vein thrombosis. 1 minute. If the patient does not have deep vein thrombosis, mean what will happen? All the superficial blood will go to the deep system. Then what will be the inference? The dilated veins will become shrink. Okay. So if the patient have deep vein thrombosis, the inference will be more dilatation. If the patient has no DVT, means the vein will become shrink. Okay. That's why we are doing modified Perthes test. Okay. All of you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay. Okay. Please continue, ma. And doctor, what's your name?
Sir, Nitya, sir.
Okay, Dr. Nitya. Now all the tests are outdated. Okay.
Yes, sir.
27th edition Bailey has removed all the tests are outdated, and also handheld Doppler is outdated. The gold standard investigation of choice for varicose vein.
Duplex, sir.
Yes, duplex Doppler. Okay, please continue.
Okay, sir. Auscultation, no bruit was heard. Examination of the right lower limb, it was found to be normal. Examination of the peripheral arterial system, the femoral, popliteal, posterior tibial, and the dorsalis pedis pulses were felt, and it was found to be normal. No for distal neurological deficit was felt. Rahul?
அடுத்த slides தெரியலையா?
Rahul changed the slides.
Other system examination வச்சிருக்கேன்ப்பா. தெரியலையா?
Auscultation
No.
slide.
Only auscultation slide only there.
One second, sir.
Yes.
இப்போ slides change ஆகுதா?
No, it's circling, like waiting.
Could you repeat the point on Doppler?
What point, doctor?
Duplex Doppler.
Yeah. So the gold standard investigation is a duplex Doppler, because all the tests are outdated nowadays. Okay, the Perthes tourniquet test 1, multiple tourniquet test, and the Trendelenburg test 1, Trendelenburg test 2. Okay, but all the examiners still expect you to know the test. Okay, why all the tests are outdated? Do you know the reason? Because see, the lower limb has multiple valves. Okay, multiple valves. Do you know the named valves?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Otto, please tell me. Still
Sir,
sharing, we can discuss something like that. Yes.
Sir, in the foot we have the May or the Custer valve.
Okay, in the ankle, around
and
the
there
ankle joint, May or Cushar. Okay.
Yes, sir. And there are three calf valves. That is one postero-inferior to the medial malleolus. They are all the three are called Cocket valves.
Okay.
There's one perforator 10 centimeter above the medial malleolus and one perforator 15 centimeter above the medial malleolus. The perforator just below the knee is called the Boyd perforator. The perforator above the knee is called the Dodds perforator. The perforator in the Hunterian canal is known as the Hunterian perforator.
Yes, okay. So the mnemonic is CBD from lower to upper. Okay, cocket, void, dot. Okay, in the
Yes,
mid
sir.
thigh is mid thigh perforator name. Do you know what's the mid thigh perforator name?
Not sure,
Hunters.
sir.
Hunt. Okay. So all of you understand that clinical tests of, or shall I explain? If you want, I will explain the test. If you or everybody knows, we will skip and we will go to that next part. If anybody wants to explain any of the test, like what a Trend-Lundberg test or multiple. See, some books says multiple tourniquet test is applying of 5 tourniquets. Okay, one below the saphenofemoral junction, one in the mid thigh, one above knee, one below knee, and above the ankle. Okay, so they apply like 5 tourniquets. Okay, multiple. Some books says 5 tourniquets, and some books says 4 tourniquets. Okay. So you have to apply tourniquets. First, you have to ask the patient to lie down and milking the veins and applying the tourniquet.
So that whenever one perforator is incompetent, below that part alone, the veins will fill, sir.
Yes, okay. And also the if you remove all the tourniquets, other perforators are
Competent.
competent. Very good.
Okay, sir.
Okay, your slide has shared, or I will share my slides. Okay, if you have in your hand or paper, you please proceed, ma.
Yes, sir.
Please.
One. Other system examination, abdomen was soft, no organomegaly, no mass palpable, no free fluid. Cardiovascular system, S1 and S2 was heard, no murmurs. Respiratory system, normal vesicular breath sounds heard, no added sounds. Central nervous system, no focal neurological deficit. Spine and cranium was normal. Diagnosis, primary varicose veins of the left lower limb involving the great saphenous vein with saphenofemoral incompetence and below the knee void perforator incompetence with clinical class of C2, that is varicose veins, etiology, that is primary, anatomy, superficial and the perforator veins, and pathology is reflux without any complications.
Very good.
Investigations, routine investigations before surgery, complete blood count, bleeding time, clotting time, blood grouping and typing, blood sugar, urea, serum creatinine, urine sugar and albumin,
Okay, please
ECG.
go to that specific investigation.
Specific investigation, duplex study to locate incompetent parts of the vein, and ultrasound abdomen to look for possible secondary etiology.
Okay.
So treatment.
Yes.
Treatment, Trendelenburg surgery, saphenofemoral flush ligation with ligation of all other tributaries and stripping of the great saphenous vein up to the knee, and subfacial perforator ligation surgery on the left lower limb.
Okay. So, what's the gold standard treatment nowadays for varicose veins?
Radio frequency ablation, sir.
Yes, a radio frequency ablation. Then why you are writing Trendelenburg procedure?
Okay, sir. I'll change.
Yes. So because nowadays we are not doing open surgery. Okay. Do you know why?
Increased morbidity like prolonged time to recover from surgery, sir.
Okay, not like that. This is a very simpler treatment. No, you can do even under local anesthesia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, local anesthesia, one advantage, and another advantage is the time saving. While doing a open surgery, in that time I can do 2 patients RFA. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Do you know what is the disadvantage of RFA?
Increased chance of recurrence, sir.
Not like that. The more dilated veins, the tortuous veins, you putting the catheter inside that varicose vein is very difficult. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So more tortuosity present, it is very difficult to insert the catheter. So that's the one contraindication. And the perforators, no, you can't address the perforator in RFA. But these disadvantages overcome in
Surgery,
laser
sir.
ablation. Laser ablation.
Okay.
Okay, in the laser ablation, you can use it for perforator, and also you can use it for tortuous veins. Another disadvantage of RFA is the catheter. No, it is high cost, around 80,000 one catheter. But a laser
Okay,
is low cost. Okay. But what is the disadvantage for laser ablation? Do you know what is laser ablation? What is the disadvantage?
no, sir.
Okay, the problem is you have to use separate goggles to prevent the laser injury. The surgeon and assistant surgeon, all the staffs who are engaged in the surgery, they have to wear a different kind of apron and goggles to protect themselves. Okay,
Okay, sir.
and the learning curve is difficult in laser ablation compared to radio frequency ablation. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me that deep veins in the lower limb?
So femoral vein, popliteal vein, anterior and posterior tibial vein, and short saphenous vein. Sorry, sir. And they form the arch on the dorsal foot.
How many deep veins present in the leg? Do you know how many deep veins? I am asking deep veins, not superficial veins. Actually, 6 deep veins which parallels to the anterior tibial, posterior tibial, and common peroneal. Okay, so for each artery has 2 veins. So anterior tibial 2 veins, posterior tibial 2 veins, and peroneal is 2 veins. So 6 veins. All 6 veins intercommunicate with each other. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and forms popliteal vein in the popliteal fossa. Okay, this popliteal vein also receives from the soleus and gastrocnemius vein. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then it will form femoral vein.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
do you know then what will be the course after femoral vein? After crossing the
External
inguinal
iliac
ligament?
vein, and then
Yes,
along with
external
the
iliac vein.
internal iliac vein, it will form the common iliac vein.
Yes. So common iliac vein, and both common iliac vein joins and forms
IVC.
IVC. Very good. This is deep venous system. Can you tell me that the superficial venous system? And please make me as a co-host, and I will draw some picture. Make me as co-host.
Sir, you're already co-host.
Yeah. Okay. So
The dorsal venous arch On the medial side will form the posterior arch vein, and along with the anterior leg of the vein, it will form the great saphenous vein, which will drain into the femoral vein at the saphenofemoral junction. On the lateral side, the short saphenous vein will ascend posteriorly and drain into the popliteal vein, sir.
Okay. So can you tell me which nerve associated with the great saphenous vein, which nerve associated with the short saphenous vein?
Saphenous nerve will be associated with the great saphenous vein, and the sural nerve will be associated with the short saphenous veins.
Okay, what is the importance? Why I ask this question?
So during the repair, there is possible damage of the adjacent nerve also, sir.
Yes. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, tell me that most common. I told that all this open surgeries are outdated nowadays. I told what's the advantage and the disadvantage, everything. Anyway, we are doing in some situation open surgery. The open surgery is Trendelenburg procedure. Do you know what is the most common complication of open surgery?
Wound infection, sir.
Yes, very good. Wound infection. Okay, then
And then
most
nerve injury.
common serious complication. If they ask most common serious complication, that is
Nerve injury, sir.
yes, nerve injury. Nerve injury. Okay, very good. Can you tell me which is the largest vein in the body?
Great saphenous vein, sir.
Okay, great saphenous vein. Very good. Can you tell me that saphenofemoral junction point?
Sir, the great saphenous vein will go through the cribriform fascia and drain into the femoral vein, sir.
Sorry, anatomical location, surface marking.
4 centimeter below and lateral to the pubic tubercle, sir.
Okay, very good. So the why the varicose vein is developing in the lower limb alone, not in the upper limb?
So because of the long course of the veins and due to gravity, they have to drain against the direction of the gravity.
Okay, against the gravity, the blood has to be trained. Okay, what's the God's gift to prevent varicose vein? And I
The
get to yeah, tell me.
the calf muscles will pump the blood towards the heart,
Oh, this is called
and the presence of
peripheral heart.
valves. Yes, sir.
Peripheral heart. What is peripheral heart?
The calf muscles that can pump
Yes,
the blood
yes.
towards
Gastrocnemius,
gastrocnemius and soleus. Yes.
gastrocnemius and soleus. These are called peripheral heart. Okay, while the peripheral heart pumping, do you know how much pressure is coming?
200 to 300
Yes,
millimeters of
very good,
mercury.
very good, very. You read very well, pa. You read very well. Yes, 200 to 300 millimeter mercury. Okay, what will happen if this 200 to 300 millimeter mercury is while the calf muscle is contracting, the pressure is 200 to 300 millimeter mercury is rising. So all the superficial venous system pushed to the deep system, and the deep system blood has to go to the upwards towards the heart. Okay,
Yes, sir.
what is the other factors to help in this process?
The presence of valves, sir.
Okay, what is that? It
So
prevents the
reflux of the blood
regurgitation,
towards
reflux or
yes.
regurgitation. It is allowing that only superficial blood will drain to the deep blood, not the deep blood coming to the superficial
Superficial.
system. Okay, if the perforators become incompetent, these 300 millimeter mercury will transfer to where?
Superficial system.
Yes, superficial venous system. So the superficial venous system will get hypertension. So if the patient
Yes,
is
sir.
walking, the hypertension will be more. That is called ambulatory.
Chronic venous hypertension.
Yes, that is the main problem for the main complicate. That is the main etiology for all other complications. So now tell me, what are all the complications of varicose vein?
Hemorrhage due to trivial injuries, and then there can be hyperpigmentation, edema, ulcer, dermatitis, and then DVT itself can be a complication.
What's the percentage of getting DVT?
Very rare only, sir. Varicose
Yes,
veins
less than
causing.
0.5%.
Yes, sir.
Okay, less than 0.5%. Okay, you told that CEAP classification. Can you tell me what is that C clinical?
Clinical stagings will have 6, sir. So
Okay.
first C0 will be asymptomatic or no problem in the veins, and then 1 will be 1 will be only telangiectasia or reticular veins,
Yes.
small
T1
dilation,
is telangiectasia
or
and
reticular veins like malleolar
reticular
flare
veins.
near the ankle, sir.
Yes, yes, reticular veins. Okay. C2 is
C2 is varicose veins, sir.
yes, C2 is varicose veins. C3 is
C3 edema, sir.
yes, edema. C4 is
C4 there will be 4A and 4B, sir. 4A will be
uh,
hyperpigmentation and 4B will be lipodermatosclerosis.
okay. So 4B is
C5
lipodermatosclerosis. 4A is eczema.
hyperpigmentation or eczema, sir.
Yes, okay. So they are all skin problem. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. C5.
C5 will be healed ulceration and C6 will be active ulceration.
So ulcer. C6 is active ulcer. This is
Yes,
healed.
sir.
This is active. Okay. So remembering how to remember this will be helpful. C1 is telangiectasia and reticular veins. So telangiectasia is less than 1 millimeter vein.
Millimeter.
Reticular vein is
1 to 4.
2 to 3
Okay,
millimeter.
sir.
Okay. So what is varicose vein?
Greater than 3 millimeters.
Yes, varicose vein is called abnormal dilated. Abnormal. The word is abnormal dilated. Tortuous veins, diameter having more than 3 mm is called
Varicose veins.
varicose vein. Okay, varicose vein 2V. Okay, VV 2. Okay,
Yes, sir.
3 is if you put 3, how it will look like? 3
E.
look like E. So 3 is edema.
Edema.
Okay, 4. 4 letters. Skin has 4 letters. 5. Ulcer has 5 letters. ULCER. Okay. 1 is telangiectasia and reticular veins. 2 is 2 letter varicose veins. 3 is reversible pota edema. 4 is 4 letter complication, skin complication. 5 is ulcer. 5 and 6 is active ulcer and C6 is active ulcer. C5 is healed ulcer. Okay. So now tell me that what is etiological classification?
Sir, it can be either primary or secondary, sir.
Okay. So congenital,
Congenital,
primary,
primary or secondary, sir.
secondary. So the mnemonic is CPS. Okay.
Yes.
Etiology is CPS, congenital, primary and secondary. Okay. Next is
Anatomical distribution.
anatomical distribution. Okay. Anatomical is deep system.
Superficial,
Problem is deep system. Problem may be in the superficial veins. Okay.
perforators.
Perforator. The mnemonic is DSP. Okay, you may forget while reading all the cases. Okay, so this can be helpful. Etiological mnemonic is CPS. Anatomical is DSP. Okay, what is for pathological?
Pathological can be reflux or obstructive or both or
Yes.
not identified.
Okay, PRO mnemonic is PRO. P is pathology is reflexive, obstructive, and reflux and obstructive. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is for classification of chronic venous disorder. Okay. So in the duplex, do you know what are the things you can find duplex?
So the anatomy of the vein as well as the flow of the blood, sir.
Okay. So how you find that in the report? No.
So the saphenous eye structure, the great
Yes. Very good.
femoral vein, the great saphenous vein, and the common femoral artery.
Yes. Okay. So common femoral artery. So the superficial vein, this is superficial vein, will drain to the deep vein. Superficial vein here is what?
Great saphenous vein, sir.
Great saphenous vein. It will drains to what?
Femoral vein.
Yes, this is femoral vein. So laterally what will be present?
A common femoral arteries.
Yes, femoral artery. Okay. So this all three looks like. So this is femoral artery. Femoral artery is one eye. Okay. Great saphenous vein is 1 ear. Sorry, 1 ear. Okay. So this is
Mickey Mouse sign, sir.
Mickey Mouse. Yes, this is Mickey Mouse sign. So this one is great saphenous vein. Okay. This one is femoral artery. This one is femoral vein.
Femoral vein.
So this is called Mickey Mouse sign. Okay. What do you know any other sign?
No, sir.
No. Okay, no problem. Okay, in that duplex Doppler, how they find out the reflex? Do you know?
So the direction of the blood flow and the color, sir. If it is
Yes.
away from the probe, it will be blue color. Towards the probe will be red color, and if it is turbulent, it will be green color, sir.
Okay. You simply remember towards the heart, away from the heart. Towards the heart, what blood go?
Venous blood.
Venous blood. So blue color. Away from the heart, what blood will come?
Arterial blood.
So
Red
red color. Okay, that's the way you have to remember. So towards heart is blue color, away from the heart is red color.
Red color.
Okay, when you will call it is reflex.
When the reflex jet is greater than 4 millimeters.
Okay, so in the superficial veins, if it is more than 0.5 second, we will call it.
Yes, sir. Roche sign.
Yes, if the deep veins more than 1 second is, we are called reflux. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, when we will call it a reflux. If the less than 0.5 second, it may not be reflux, it may be normal. Okay, more than 0.5 only, we will call it reflux. In the deep veins, more than 1 second only, we will call it reflux in the duplex. Okay, so what's the name of that area we now commonly getting ulcer in varicose vein?
Gaiters area, sir.
Do you know why it is called Gaiters area?
No, sir.
Okay, in the Gaiters area is, do you know what's the area?
Sir, below the calf muscles and above the medial malleolus.
No. Sorry, the anterior aspect of the, not in the posterior. The anterior aspect of the leg, lower third leg, above the medial malleolus. Okay, so this area. Okay, why this area? No, this is called that they will wear boot. Okay, they will wear the boot like this. Okay, they will insert the pant here. Insert the pant inside. So this area is called gaiters area.
Okay,
Usually horse riders, they will wear the boot like this and insert the pant like this. This area is called gaiter area. So this area developing ulcer. Okay, what is the shape of ulcer in varicose vein? Do you know?
oval shape, sir.
Yes. What oval shape? Varicose vein.
Typically oval.
Yes, V for V, vertically over.
Okay, sir.
Okay, vertically oval. Very good. So if the patient is having, what is that ulcer name? Another name. Do you know what is the another name?
Varicose ulcer or venous ulcer,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Static ulcer. Static ulcer. Another name is static ulcer. And also called what? Healing ulcer. Okay. Because all the property of healing ulcer, the varicose vein ulcer will have. Okay. The edges
Okay.
will be sloping. Granulation tissue is present. There may not be a secondary infection. Okay. So granulation tissue is present. So all the characteristic of healing ulcer is present. So another usually the varicose vein ulcer is healing ulcer only.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the complications of venous ulcer?
So it can get infected.
Okay. Very rare. I already told that that it has healing tendency. Okay. It will not get. Usually it will not get infection.
Yes. It can bleed,
Okay.
hemorrhage can occur, and
Okay.
it can develop into squamous cell carcinoma called
Yes.
Marjolin ulcer.
Yes. Marjolin ulcer is the one of the important complication. Okay. Then.
Or it can penetrate into the bone and cause periostitis.
Very good. Periostitis. Number 2. Number 3.
And the patient will start limping, and the Achilles tendon will get small and will cause
Yes. Because of this ulcer, the patient will have pain, and the patient will walk with the toes, and it leads to the deformities of equinus deformity developing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Equinus varus deformity. Okay. So what is the treatment for venous ulcer?
Biscard regimen will be used, sir.
Yes, Biscard regimen is a conservative regimen. Okay. Biscard regimen. Do you know what are the things they will do?
You have to elevate the limb and massage the area, and then clean it with povidone iodine and saline, and apply compressive bandage.
Okay. So if you have to take a culture and sensitivity, if any organism is present, you have to start appropriate antibiotic. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
this is regarding Biscard regimen. Okay. Anyway, what thing we are doing now? We are not doing that Biscard regimen. Now current standard of care is 4-layer dressing.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 4-layer dressing. Do you know what is 4-layer dressing?
No, sir.
Okay, they will apply over that ulcer area, they will apply cotton wool, first layer. Okay, cotton wool. Second layer, they will apply cotton crepe bandage. Third layer, they will apply elastic bandage. This one is elastic. Finally, they will apply like a plaster of Paris. Okay, plaster of Paris. It is cohesive bandage. These are all addition given in the new 27th edition Bailey. Okay, they removed that word Biscard regimen. They added like a 4-layer bandage. So the examiner may ask you. So cotton wool crepe bandage, elastic cotton crepe bandage, elastic bandage, and cohesive bandage. 4-layer dressing. So these 4 layers will give pressure of 30 to 35 millimeter mercury. Okay. So what is the precaution you should have keep in your mind if the patient is applying the 4-layer bandage? What's the practical problem? You are giving 30 to 35 millimeter pressure outside. What's the precaution you should take, or what the thing you should have in your mind? You're applying external pressure.
DVT, sir.
No, okay, not anyway. You will rule out only for varicose vein ulcer. Only this is the treatment.
Decrease blood flow to the distal part, sir.
Yeah, that may be the one possible. For that, what test you will do?
Ankle.
Very good, very
ABPA
good,
is
very good, very good, very good. Ankle brachial pressure index you have to see. Okay, that is the important point you must know. If ABPA 0.5 to 0.8, then you have to reduce the pressure around 30 millimeter mercury. Okay, normally 4-layer pressure, how much pressure I told?
30 to 40.
35 to 45 millimeter mercury normal. But if ABPA is more than 0.9, if 0.5 to 0.8, you have to reduce the pressure to 30 millimeter mercury. If less than 0.5, then what you will do? This is a practical question.
Revascularization should
Yeah,
be.
very good, very good, very good. First, you have to treat the arterial problem. You should revascularize. Very good. I think you finished that arterial system. Very good. Anyway, we will. Shall I finish or shall we continue? Because I want the students should be fresh. That's why I want to take in the morning time, like 8 to 8:30. Because in that 9 o'clock, no, 7:30, no, already you have attended 3 more sessions. You will get bored and you will difficult to listen. All the problem may have. Okay, so all of you got point or all of you understand what I want to convey?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Nitya, is it useful for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, then I will take one day but this practical point of view which is given in the Bailey one day.
Okay, sir.
Okay, theory as well as theory also practical. Both points I will cover which is given in the Bailey. Give me one date, I will take one day. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any doubt? Someone has raised some doubt. I didn't see that. Look, science is duplex Doppler facility available in the community health center, or else we have to refer the patient to tertiary hospital. Okay. So that duplex, Praveen, that duplex is available only in that tertiary care center only. Okay. Not available in the community health center. Anyway, in the community health center, they are not going to treat that varicose vein. Okay. So anyway, I told that duplex Doppler is the investigation of science. What is the ultimate aim of doing that duplex Doppler? Can you tell me, Nitya?
To find out where the pathology is exactly, so we can treat there, sir.
Okay. No, no. Other than that, what is the point I am expecting from you? Flow can be assessed. Okay. No, Praveen. What is the ultimate thing you should have in your mind to send the patient to duplex? You want to rule out that reflex and the amount or where the problem. Beyond this, one important thing you should have in filarial. No, no, Praveen, no filarial. Come on. Any one of you can tell. I will give you chocolate. What is our ultimate aim of sending this patient for duplex Doppler? Very good, Vanita. Very good. DVT, to rule out the DVT. Our aim is to rule out the DVT. Okay. So if the patient have DVT, the deep veins become incompressible. If the deep vein has that property, the patient is possible to have deep vein thrombosis. If the patient has deep vein thrombosis, means what is your next step? Your ultimate plan will be changed. What's the next?
Anticoagulation.
Yes, that the patient has to, you have to not filter. Filter is so costly. We are not using filter. So the simple and basic treatment is heparin, just 5 rupees. It costs only 5 rupees. Okay, heparin is the treatment of choice. After heparin, we will yes. After
Warfarin.
heparin, what we will? Warfarin, oral
For 3
anticoagulant.
months.
Yes,
Yes.
for at least 3 months we have to give oral anticoagulant. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will take that those things in practical aspects. What the things we will see in that APTT before starting of heparin, and before starting of warfarin. What's the thing we should have keep in our mind? All those things I will take in the theory class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So if the patient is not willing for surgery, the patient is having venous ulcer, then what you will do?
Dress the ulcer and
Okay. Okay, dress the ulcer then. For varicose vein, you rule out that the patient is does not have. Yes, the elastic cup bandage is readily available, just 400 to 500 rupees only. The patient can wear that. After ruling out of the DVT, the patient can wear the elastic cup bandage. Okay, that's the simplest treatment.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so great saphenous vein, how much percentage of having varicose vein, and small saphenous vein, how much percentage? Around 60% great saphenous vein, 20% short saphenous vein. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I think we can finish. All of you should have dinner, I think. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Nitya. Well presentation. Very nice presentation, and also you have read everything, like all the clinical tests you have read very good.
Thank you,
And
sir.
My dear students, it's I am very happy to take for my college juniors to take class. Very much it gives me immense pleasure and happy for me to take this class. Okay, thank you very much. And all the best for all the my dear juniors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good day. Yes, ma, thank you.